A positive thing for me being a sole trader is that I only work by myself, so I don't have to worry about the poor communication between me and anyone else because it's only me. I also would not have to employ someone to overview this process, as it's only been me. But a larger companies may employ a coordinator to make sure everything is correct and runs smoothly. Advertising, target audience. Whilst I am advertising, I need to make sure that I am monitoring the reactions of my target market. The advertising stage can be before my business is even set up or even a few months in from when it's set up. Getting my target audience to give me my feedback or comments helps me improve my business and gets the most out of my business for my clients. The target audience of my business is athletes or regular gym goers and mums. So for my business, I need to make sure I'm monitoring my target market and making changes they want to be made. For example, if I run a boot camp for the mums in an evening, but only 2 out of 15 mums can make the evening session, but they can all make the morning one, I will need to make sure I am changing the boot camp to the morning one, as this will be where I get my most business, and this is what fits my target market, and this is what they want. Other ways I can monitor my target market is throughout my own observation, which I spoke about above in the comments from my target market and through my research. Comments help me monitor my target market by listening to them. If my target market now don't want a boot camp and they want a group gym session, it is pointless me continuing to do my boot camps and not a gym session, so I should switch from boot camps to a group gym session, as this is what they want to happen from my business. This will then mean I get regular clients, and regular clients are vital to a business, let alone a new one starting up, as they can bring a large amount of profit. The last way I can monitor my target audience is by doing research. This research can be done by handing out questionnaires or surveys to my clients and getting them to fill in and give it back to me. This means that I can get help and advice from my clients, which are my target market on what they want to see from my business. This is all a good way for any business to monitor their target market. Budget objectives. Whilst advertising your business, and even once it is set up, you need to make sure you have your budget clearly set out and amounts that you want to spend on certain things. Making sure you stick to your budget whilst advertising is a massive deal, as if you spend too much advertising, you could start losing money or waste it on advertising that you don't actually need. A good way for you to stick in your budget is to employ someone to oversee this. Although it is expensive to employ someone to do this, it is a good way to make sure you don't spend too much on advertising, as well as when starting up a new business, your mind can be on a lot of other things, just not on how much you're spending on advertising. Sticking to budget objects is a good way to keep your business running, as if you spend too much, you can go bust. Publicity. Press releases. Press releases are a good way to advertise your new business to your local paper, TV station, and your local radio. Press releases are usually free but hard to do, especially when you're trying to advertise a new business, especially a personal training one like myself. A press release are official statements issued to a newspaper, radio stations, or TV channels or a particular matter. So a press release can be a story or an attempt on advertising your business. If your statement gets put into your local newspaper or radio station, this will be invaluable advertisement for your business, and a press release is usually a free thing that everybody hears about it, either from the local paper or the local radio station. Radio. To try and get my business some publicity, I need to try and publicise it. One of the ways I can do this is by getting an interview with a DJ on the local radio station. For me, this would be trying to either get an interview on Heart Sussex or Radio 1. Getting an interview on the radio, especially at a peak time, with really publicise my business, as a lot more people will either be listening or at work or in their cars if they like the sound of my business or are interested in the chances, and they will talk to their friends and family about it. So then eventually a lot of people will know about it and be talking about it. So this will be a good way of getting free advertising for a good word of mouth, although it may be difficult to get involved in it. Magazines. Another way for my business to gain publicity is to use magazines to advertise it. My business is a personal training business and a local one, so it would be inappropriate to advertise it in an animal magazine, and that is not my target market. And that is not a local. It would be a magazine that can be read all over the country. For me to publicise my business, I should try to advertise it in a fitness magazine which is appropriate. This could be Men's Health, for example, or magazine which gets delivered to my local gym. This would be the best way to publicise my business at this magazine, which my target market read, so I'm more likely to gain customers compared to an animal magazine which my target market don't read. Another good way to publicise my business would be to put an ad in the local newspaper so people in the local community can see what my company is all about. Also, the mums most probably read the local newsletter so they could see about my ad and talk about it in the down school. Talk about it down the school, which means more people will know about my business, so I can get more customers. When designing a new product and producing a production plan for this, should always plan for an appropriate and relevant way to advertise and publicise it, as if you do this incorrectly, you cannot get the right amount of customers you need to make a profit. Public relations. Public relations is where a business has a relationship with everyone. It is usually shortened to PR. Public relations is where businesses take over certain actions or steps towards having a good positive relationship with everyone. This is not just their customers. It can also be other people like media or suppliers, for example. Overall, public relations is to have a good relationship with everyone. If you do this well, it means that you have a good reputation and people are going to speak positively about your business, and you are more likely to gain customers and, more importantly, loyal ones too. Loyal customers are vital to a business as they can bring in a steady income towards the business's overall income. Achieving good public relations is usually achieved by marketing your business and gaining publicity, for example, magazines. By controlling these communications and advertisement with public magazine, with the public is vital for a business, especially a sports one, as a reputation is a big thing in sports. Controlling these communications can be achieved in different ways, and some of these are aiming your message towards the target market. For example, putting messages like advertisement in places they are most likely to read or see them in a gym magazine, for example. Other ways to control your communications is to reward your customers for being loyal and showing them your goodwill by doing positive things for your local community. For example, giving your time to your local community shows that you are a good person, so you are more likely to gain customers and build a positive relationship with the public and your customers. Loyalty schemes is a good way to also achieve this, as it means rewards your customers for being loyal, so they are more likely to stay with you and the better your rewards, the more loyal your customers will retain. Sales promotion. Seasonal promotion offers are when your product/service has a lower, more attractive price than a certain time, which is better than your competitors, and bring in the customers. For example, in my business, I can reduce my prices at the end of the summer, as my competitors wouldn't do this. At the end of the summer is the off season for the personal trainers, as everyone has worked hard for the summer body, so they want a break. A common seasonal promotion offer is the Boxing Day sales, where massive sales the day after Christmas. These offers are usually short term and aim to be better than your competitors or a lower introductory price to get more people buying your product. Then if they enjoy it or like it, they should continue to buy it after the seasonal promotion offer is finished. When doing a seasonal promotion offer, you should follow an acronym to do this. The acronym is AIDA, raising awareness, interest, desire, and action to buy. This acronym will help you do the best possible season in promotion, and as outlines it as it outlines all aspects that need to be looked into to complete it successfully. With this technique, you should adopt managed and controlled approach targeting the messages and activities so that later you can review and see what is most successful. Thank you. That was my Unit 25.3 promotional plan.